excuse my camera. Here's the 5th bearing. This is just, we're just now shutting this thing off. Just now shutting it off. That's all dry. That's dry. That's dry. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That's more than a beautiful thing. Here's the left side of the engine. There's a shot of the front bolts. That little drop you see there is gasket sealer. There's a bottom view. There's my, that's a crankshaft sensor off a 4-liter Jeep that I'm using to power up my Stewart Warner tachometer. As you can see, it's temporarily on there. Hey, it's only held on with one cleco. Oil cooler. Wires there, you see, are for the oil temperature sensor. Got 2 of them. Motor mount needs a little bit of rework, but other than that, looking at these, I haven't painted it yet because I want to inspect for cracks after this thing's vibrated for a while. It's a 3-into-1 exhaust system with mufflers. As you can tell, it's fairly quiet. Good shot of the exhaust oxygen sensor. Oil lines. Wiring harness mess. Home adapted oil filter housing. This is a little bit outside the norm with the PCV valve. You can see the sweat building up here on the intake plenum. These are pretty cold. This is the ignition system that's running the whole engine right now. This one I don't have a module hooked to it. So these coils are firing the companion cylinder on the opposite side at the end of the exhaust stroke. So that spark is called wasted. And then this is the throttle body injector. I've got, had to incorporate a throttle position sensor on there because I didn't want to fool around with changing the code on the ECU, and ballast resistor to cut down the voltage to the ignition coils. That's basically temporary baffling to keep the airflow past the cylinders. This is my primary crankshaft trigger. Of course, what's yet to remain to be seen is whether or not the vibration analysis without the harmonic balancer, what the results of that are going to be. My secondary crankshaft trigger is right there, right behind the braided ground cable. These wires here connect to air temperature sensor, which is right there. Basically, a lot of this is temporary to just get this engine running. My main goal right now is to prove out this 5th bearing, and so far the results have been beyond my expectations. So that's pretty much it. It runs, and that's all it really needs to do. All this other crap on the top, I wanted to do it. It was more of a challenge. Now the trick is going to be to fine tune it. My timing right now, static, is around 15, and at 2,000 RPM it gets 10 degrees additional from the ignition module. So my timing right now is slightly retarded, and I've got to play around with that. I've got to actually establish a timing mark on the engine somewhere. Looks like I might have a seal leak at this rear accessory housing. I put the Viton seal in there. I was not impressed with it at all. Not impressed. So Anyways, there's I know I got a little bit of an oil leak here at my oil gauge fitting. So we'll start leak detection at the top and work our way down. That's the only way it can be done without pulling your hair out. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the show.